Welcome, everyone. We're just having a little bit of technical arranging. And today is a special day. We're remembering the arrival of Venerable Sanghamittā Therī, who was already an arahant. She was the daughter of King Asoka. And she and her brother Mahinda were both ordained as monastics, bhikkhu and bhikkhuni. And as history goes, her brother arrived in Sri Lanka prior to her, and there was a request by Queen Anula and the ladies of the court that Sanghamitta, or they were requesting full ordination, and Mahinda was unable to offer that to them. So he requested his sister to come, and this is Sanghamitta. So I was thinking about what came to mind when I was thinking about her journey. The four elements that compose the body and compose all material, everything that is material, all rupa. How, as an arahant, she probably penetrated this teaching of the four elements and seeing these as non-self, seeing them as impermanent. So I was thinking about how this just came to me. So bear with me, and hopefully this will be fun or inspiring. But to visualize her journey, and also use it as a way to contemplate the four elements. So this has just come up for me while I've been doing my own personal sitting meditation. This kind of combination of visualization and working with the four elements. So, as you know, the four elements compose the human body and all matter. And in proper balance, the body is healthy. So there's the earth element, or what is solid and solidified. And the teachings that talks about the earth element, solid, solidified, and clung to. So it's often this solidity of the body is clung to as self. And that's earth element. And the water element is anything wet or watery and clung to. And the fire element is heat. Anything hot, fiery in the body that consumes, like digestion. And the air element is in and out breathing, and the winds through the body, the movement through the body. So those are in the sutras pretty much how they're described in terms of the organs of the body. There's another method of working with these four elements, and that's more on experiential level. And so I'm going to start doing the visualization and guided meditation using this more experiential way of understanding the elements and how internally and externally these are not self. So we can start, if you get yourself into a comfortable position that you can hold for a little bit more than a half an hour. So we can just really feeling the upright, checking the body for its uprightness, and really a stable position that you can hold for a period of time comfortably. If you do need to move anytime during the meditation, just bring the awareness to the intention to move, and move very mindfully. Just bring awareness to that movement, and then settle into a position that's comfortable to continue on. So we can picture that Sanghamitta is about to depart on her journey, standing on the shore of her the country she was leaving, the Asokan kingdom in India. So she was standing on the solid earth, and so you can sense the hardness of what's supporting you. Your feet are on the floor, the solidness of what's supporting you. And then she stepped on the boat, also the ship, which is made of wood, which is hard, solid, just like the bones in our body. And maybe the softness of whatever upholstery or cloth may be on the boat as well, but also her clothing was soft, her robes. So you can sense the softness of the body and the hardness of the body. Starting this journey on this boat, this body, the weight of the boat being held up by the water of the ocean she was about to cross. So you can sense the heaviness of the body. And also the lightness of the body. This is earth element. supported by the solidity of the earth element. And our bodies taking form due to the earth element. The bones, the flesh, the internal organs, everything that's solid and solidified and clung to. Being an arahant, Sanghamitta would know. Earth element is simply earth element. And it should be known with proper wisdom. This is not mine. I am not it. This is not myself. Both internally and externally. Simply earth. And because of the vastness of the water in the ocean, the boat was being held up and started on its journey. Just like this journey we're taking inward. The body being composed of mostly water. Maybe 60% or 80% water. This is internal water element. And just like there's currents in the ocean, there's a constant flow of fluid, water element in the body, the tides of the body. You can sense the moisture around the eyes and the mouth. Maybe the surface of the skin. Just like the spray of the ocean if you're on a boat. Sensing the moisture. Anything wet and watery and clung to both internally and externally. simply water element. And it should be known with proper wisdom thus: this is not mine. I am not it. This is not myself. And as they continued the journey, perhaps the sun was bright. They felt the heat of the sun. Or perhaps they had some way of heating with fire contained somehow on the ship and cooking. This external fire element. Perhaps they were cold and they had to use their own body heat. Wrapped up in wool or some kind of thick cloth. The heat produced by metabolism. You can sense the heat and the coolness of the body. This is the experience of the fire element internally. Just getting a good sense of the temperature of the body. The body knows how to warm itself. This heat, this fire, this an internal fire, and the external fire. Are both simply fire element. And they should be known with proper wisdom thus: this is not mine. I am not it. This is not myself. Now there must have been some amount of wind to fill the sails of the ship as it was on its journey. And the wind sweeping over the people on the ship and filling the sails, carrying the boat, propelling the boat. This is an external wind element. And just like our lungs billow out, our abdomen, as our lungs fill, this gentle rhythm of breath, feeling the expansion and contraction with the wind element as it enters and leaves. If you're sensitive, you can feel the wind throughout the whole body, this movement. This breath of life. Exchange with the internal and external air, constantly going from our first breath to our last. Internal and external air element. Wind. Now, the wind or the air element is simply air element, and it should be known with proper wisdom thus. This is not mine. I am not it. This is not myself. So as we continue on our journey, you can bring your awareness to the hardness of the body, the softness of the body, the heaviness and the lightness of the body. Also the smoothness and roughness. This is all earth element. You can bring your awareness to the moisture, and the cohesion of the body. This is water element. And the warmth of the body, or anywhere you might feel coolness. This is fire element. And the in and out breathing, feeling the expansion and contraction of the body. The movement in the body, a subtle movement. This is wind. So you can choose one of these elements or any combination of the elements as you experience this physical form. Continuing your journey inward, your exploration. And we'll continue for another 15 minutes silently. If you want to choose something you're more familiar with, also, you're welcome to that. And if any nagas try to attack the boat, the kilesas, just be firm with them, and also don't allow them to take your mindfulness away. Just come back to the elements. It's said that the Nagas had attacked the boat, and Sanghamitta had been very firm with them by taking a supernormal form. And they wished for the Bodhi tree, the sapling she was carrying. So she allowed them to take it. This is relinquishment, letting go of a physical form that's precious. It represents something very precious, our awakening. So we can let go of the physical form, but not let go of our aspiration. So if distractions come up, unwholesome mental formations come up, those you can let go of. Those you can send off and bring your awareness back to the meditation. Now, according to legend or story, however you want to take it, the Nagas worshipped the Bodhi tree for a week and then returned the tree to Sanghamitta, who finished her journey and delivered the tree of awakening to Sri Lanka, which is now still living, still growing. The shade of the tree, shade of awakening, is available to all of us. And another significant thing she brought to Sri Lanka was the Bhikkhuni ordination. She bestowed the ordination on Queen Anula, who is the sister-in-law of the actual king, the actual leader, King Tissa. She was allowed to go forth and to receive full ordination, upasampada. And it said there were 500 ladies of the court who also received the ordination. So I just wanted to share that a little bit of history, as I don't know if I'm totally accurate in my recollection, but I hope you enjoyed the meditation. I've been enjoying trying to work those elements, all the elements together with the journey of Sanghamittā Therī in order to celebrate what she had offered to the world. And I think she was said to have psychic powers, and often it's working with the 4 elements that is cited as a method of developing these psychic powers. So thank you all for your patient listening, and I hope this was helpful. Do you have any questions or comments about your meditation, or other questions about meditation? You'll have to unmute yourself, and somehow I can't see everybody. Okay, it looks like Nibankami. Are you an Anagarika?
I think I met you before. My name is Priya. And let me show my pranam to you as my teacher. And also in this session here today, I see everybody is senior to me. So let me also show my pranam to everyone. So my question to verify my understanding from today's lesson is, we are talking here, an entity is made of nama and rupa, which means mind and body. So today's lesson, if I understood right, it was about body, which is made of 4 elements.
Yes.
Prithvi, Apo, Tajo, Dhatu.
Yes.
And in particular, one of them is Tejo. And in English, many words used to explain that, which is like, for example, heat, temperature, energy, fire. I think all is right. So if I understood the meaning of Apo, or with that 4 words, means can be cold or can be hot both. If my understanding is right or wrong, please correct me, my teacher.
You said about Apo?
Yeah, Apo can...
Huh?
Tejo can be hot or cold.
Tejo, the experience of the Tejo, because the body has to heat itself. The body produces heat, and responding to the cold, the body's going to be, this is our sense. So yeah, it's in the teaching, it's the experience of both the hot and the cold for Tejo. And so we're sensing temperature, but the body will respond to the cold by producing heat. I don't know if that's exactly what is meant by it. It is in the teaching though. The as far as experiential.
Yes.
In the suttas, it talks about Tejo in terms of the digestion and consuming of food and the production of heat of the body, and then the body in proper balance will have a moderate temperature, but in times of sickness you either experience a lot of heat or cold, and then when the body passes, when we die, then the temperature is dispersed, then it becomes cold. So there is that for the bodily experience, fire, Tejo is heat and cold.
Thank you.
And then it just in this system, I think I learned it from two of the Venerable Paul Sayadaw's students, Shaila Catherine and Bhante Ujagara. And but it's in the Pawak system, and I think he takes it from Abhidhamma. Is that true? That's an Abhidhamma approach. And the earth element has 4. The Patawi is 4 ways of experiencing it. Is hardness, softness, and there's pairs. So there's hardness and softness, heaviness and lightness, and then smoothness and roughness. So you can experience that in the body. I mean, in the sutras, it talks about head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, skin, which can be experienced, but then you start going more internally with the flesh and the sinews and the bones and stuff like that. And then I can experience boniness of my body, but it's the hardness of the body. And the fleshiness, I'm experiencing the softness of the body. So this is more of an experiential level, which I really like, because I can sit with my eyes closed and I can really experience my body. I can experience the moisture in my mouth, around my eyes. I can take it for granted that there's blood flowing through my body. And I've seen blood when I've cut myself. So I've seen it when they've done a venipuncture and got blood. But we don't, when we're meditating, we're not going to see all the urine and the actual physical the physical elements like that, like the actual organs and the actual substances, the watery substances of the body. I can experience I can feel the heat and cold in my body. And also that's it. So there's the heat and the cold is the other pair. So the moisture and cohesion is the water element. The heat and cold is the fire. And then the wind is the in and out breathing, but there's also those winds or movement of energy in the body, which is very subtle. And some people can experience that. And you could also experience just a subtle change in pressure when you're inhaling and exhaling. throughout the body. There's movement, a lot of subtle movement with the breath. And that's all wind. So I hope I answered your question.
Yes, teacher. Thank you very much for clarification. Thank you.
And it is different than how it is presented in the suttas, but there is correlation. You can really see there's a correlation. Are there more questions or comments?
In some texts, only explain the 4 elements, not the 5th one. In some texts, some entities to describe only explain 4 elements, means rupa, but not nama, as because there is also entity with only with rupa, they have no nama, or they have some only nama, but not rupa. Is that sounds true or wrong?
Oh, so this particular meditation in the Buddha also speaks of the elements in different ways, but in this particular, it's just dealing with rupa. But there is an element of nama because we are, with our minds, dividing it up into these 4 elements. Our mind is, we are labeling this, but it's particularly aimed at seeing the body as not self. And it's probably one of the more, as far as the 5 khandhas are concerned, there's a teaching to Rahula. It's in the Majjhima Nikaya, it's number 62. And Rahula is the son of the Lord Buddha, and he was following the Lord Buddha on alms round, and the Lord Buddha turned to him and said that you should see this physical form with wisdom. Like I was saying, this is not mine, I am not it. This is not myself. Something like that. He reprimanded, said, I guess it was kind of a stern turning around and saying this to him suddenly. And the thought was because he was Rahula, Venerable Rahula was a young man and kind of getting a little bit of vain about his appearance and the fact that he was the son of such a magnificent person. And so then Rahula says, only physical form, Venerable Sir, only physical form? And he said, form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. These are not self. And so, but he was trying to emphasize the physical form, which we really cling to as self. We have to really see that. I mean, we understand it's impermanent, but this may be a good starting place. And the other khandhas will follow suit as we, what is it? It's a kind of an operational base for the other khandhas, this physical form. So, so there is an element of nama as well. Do you have the rupa is the physical form, and then the other the other ones are the nama, or the mental formations, or mentality, or it's also called name, because we have a tendency to label things. So this particular approach is just focused on the body. And then we will have distraction coming up, and we can be aware of that, and that'll be nama. So, it's either wholesome or unwholesome, or just kind of random thoughts coming up, and just bringing our awareness back to our object. Our particular object is the physical form. Any comments or questions?
Very well done. Very, very well done. Well said.
We have a Brahmanari Satima here, and she's also studied with the Pawak Sayadaw and Bhante Ujagra, and also Shaila?
Not Shaila, but Sayadaw Dipankara.
Sayadaw Dipankara. So she's practiced with this method.
Yes.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the story as well. It just kind of came up spontaneously. How can I do a guided meditation in honor of the Arahant Sanghamitta? And she was a Pali scholar. She had the 5 Nikayas memorized in Pali, and she brought that to Sri Lanka, as well as all the ladies attained arahantship under her. So she really bestowed a wonderful blessing to the world, because then it said that the Bhikkhuni order traveled to China from Sri Lanka. It was established in China. So it's so I was just trying to figure out, it's so little said about what she taught and what, but that she accomplished so much. We have to make a lot of assumption about what it was that she had done, because not a lot is recorded, but it is said that she taught all 5 of the Nikayas, which is quite a feat. And was very strict with the Vinaya. So this was her offering to the world, and this is my small offering to all of you. So we'll have a sutta discussion at 1, and I'll be bringing out some suttas that the Venerable Mahindra Therī had taught Queen Anula, which led her to Sotapanna, attainment of Sotapanna, stream entry. And then she requested the going forth. And so because of her request, Venerable Sanghamitta came across. So I'll be sharing some of the suttas, a little bit about the suttas Queen Anula had heard this afternoon. So you're welcome to join me. And I guess unless I hear from anyone else in the next few moments, we can end. If there's any last minute questions or comments.
Thank you, Aya. My name is Sheila. I had one question. Are there any written biographies on the life of Sanghamitta, or are they mostly within the suttas?
Well, they're not in the. She's post-canonical. She was 3rd century before the Common Era that she came across, and so I guess that would be a couple centuries after the Lord Buddha. And so I've been trying to do as much research as I could do in a short period of time on online, and there's something called the Deepa Wamsa, which is a record that the Bhikkhunis made after Sanghamitta. They became literate and they started making records. So they had recorded, I guess from memory or from word of mouth, the journey of Sanghamitta. And there is, you can find online some about her, I don't know, not a detailed biography, but you see a lot more about the Venerable Mahinda, which is kind of typical of a lot of cultures where the males get a lot more attention. But she was such a outstanding, she had made such an outstanding contribution that she couldn't be ignored. So she was, if you look up, you'll look up Sanghamitta and you'll get information about both of them. But the Deepa Wamsa, I've started getting more detail. So if you wanted to look into that, that's the direction I would point you in. And good luck in your research. I'm sure there's been biographies made, and also how people are, they like to embellish stories and write their own kind of novel. I've seen that with Venerable Yashodhara Therī and Mahapajapati. They take some liberties, so you have to be careful.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you, everyone. I hope you got some benefit from today and maybe enjoyed the little bit of the visualization, and hope to see you again.
Thank you for the beautiful teaching.
Oh, I guess we should end with the Arahant. So this is the ending to honor the Lord Buddha and the Dhamma and the Sangha. Araham Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddham Bhagavantam Abhivademi Vakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammam Namassami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sangham Namami. Thank you all.